How's it going, people? Liam Catterson here, and this is the final episode for The Mandalorian Season 1. This is Redemption. I am excited and heartbroken because, not just with the events of the last episode, but because after 2 incredible weeks, we've come to the end of The Mandalorian, and I think Season 2 is happening sometime this year, which I'm really excited for, but, yes, it's still the ending of Season 1. It's still going to break my heart that I have to conclude this, because this show has just been fascinating. Ever since the very first episode, this show has just been an absolute breathtaking journey. And I think I said it very early on that this show has been, in my opinion, the best live-action media piece of Star Wars since 2005. And that has not wavered all throughout these episodes, like reaching to episode 7. I have really loved this show so much, from the story, from the characters. It's just been an absolute blast, and I'm really excited to see how episode 8 does carry on, because, like I said, we left on a very, very heartbreaking, but very tense note with Quill dying, trying to get Baby Yoda back to the Razor Crest, but sadly to no avail. Mando, Cara, they're trapped by Moff Gideon, I think he's called, and a dozen of stormtroopers, which include Death Troopers as well, which we haven't seen since Rogue One. So how Mando is able to make it out of that little corner that he's backed up in remains to be seen, but it should be very, very exciting. Yeah, I'm really excited to get into this final episode, so with that said, let's jump into Redemption. This is The Mandalorian, episode number 8. Let's go.
Speeder bikes have arrived at the checkpoint with the asset waiting confirmation. Knock it off.
Oh!
Waiting for confirmation to continue into town.
You bastard!
I advise you to double check.
You have chosen death!
That Moff Gideon killed a dozen of his own troopers just to make a point. Okay, I get that point. Do you get the point? Yes, I get the point. Okay.
It's right there!
I don't know, it's a pet or something. A pet? Ow!
Yes!
Serves you right. No, I'm telling you to get out of here.
Yes! Yes! IG's our savior!
Or perhaps the decommissioned Mandalorian hunter, Din Djarin, has heard the songs of the siege of Mandalore.
Djarin.
When gunships outfitted with similar ordnance laid waste to fields of Mandalorian recruits in the night of 1,000 tears.
Oh!
I advise disgrace. I will act in my own self-interest, which at this time involves your cooperation and benefit. I will give you until nightfall, and then I will have the E-Web cannon open fire.
I mean, at least he's not beating around the bush about it. That's the thing, I love his confidence.
Since I was a child.
On Mandalore?
I was not born on Mandalore.
But you're a Mandalorian.
Mandalorian isn't a race.
Mm-hmm.
It's a creed.
Oh! We'll go back to the flashbacks. Oh! Yes, is this the Mandalorians? Yes! Oh shit, I think these are the Death Watch peeps. Nice. Look at these guys. Come on, IG. again! Kill them all! Kill them all! Oh man! IG! Come on, Queen! Oh shit, balls! Oh no!
I can hold them back long enough for you to escape. Let me have a warrior's death.
I won't leave you.
Mando.
This is the way.
No, it's not the way. You can't be saying badass lines thinking you're gonna die. Burn him! Burn him, kiddo! That's what you get for being a bellend, sir.
Try it and I'll kill you.
He's like, not happening, buddy.
Forbidden. No living thing has seen me without my helmet since I swore the creed.
I am not a living thing.
I mean, he's beating you on the argument.
Damage to your central processing unit.
You mean my brain?
That was a joke. It is meant to put you at ease.
I love the joke. Oh my god, we see Mando without his helmet. I feel dirty, but...
Species can move objects with its mind.
I know of such things. The songs of eons past tell of battles between Mandalore the Great and an order of sorcerers called Jedi that fought with such powers.
It is an enemy? Train this thing?
It is too weak. It would die. You have no choice. You must reunite it with its own kind.
Where?
This
But
you
that
must
is a
determine.
mystery.
You expect me to search
Because
the galaxy for the home of this creature
the
and deliver it
species
to a
is
race
like,
of
yeah.
enemy sorcerers?
This is the way.
Find Dig. Oh no, Yoda's dead at this point.
Hey,
A foundling is in your care. By creed, until it is of age or reunited with its own kind, you are as its father.
What do we say to that? Man, Dad!
This is the way.
Boy, yes.
And this will make you complete.
Thank you.
When you have healed, you will begin your drills.
You
Until
said
know
you
it,
wanted
it will
one.
not listen to your commands.
I understand.
That's what I think it is.
I said, where are they?
Oh, wow! Oh! Oh, shit balls! She is brute. I love her.
You wouldn't even get to daylight.
That is not my objective.
we're getting close. Saddle up.
Oh, actually, you
I still have the
can't.
security protocols from my manufacturer. If my designs are compromised, I must self-destruct.
What are you talking about?
He's gonna take
I'm
them
not
with
permitted
him.
to be captured. I must be destroyed.
Are we gonna keep talking or are we gonna get out of here?
I don't want to lose
I can no
IG
longer
again.
carry this for you, and I will have served my purpose.
Because he's
No.
still gonna protect the
We need
child
you.
with his
There's nothing to be sad
sacrifice.
about. I've never been alive.
I'm not sad.
Yes, you are. I'm a nurse droid. I've analyzed your voice.
IG.
You have my respects, IG-11.
Protocol dictates I cannot be captured. I must be
Yeah,
destroyed.
you're all going to hell.
Hey, let's make the baby do the magic hand thing.
Come on, baby. Do the magic hand thing.
out of ideas.
I'm not.
Here he comes!
Oh, she's gonna take it. Let's do this, Mando. Oh my God, Mando. This is just insane visually. This is just nuts. Oh! Bye, Felicia!
Joining our ranks.
Yeah, I've got some clerical concerns regarding my chain code.
And if you would agree to become my enforcer, clerical concerns would be the least of your worries. But you, my friend, you will be welcomed back into the guild with open arms. So, go off,
I mean,
enjoy
that's great.
yourself.
Oh.
I didn't think I'd see this again.
Let him have it.
Why don't you hang on to that?
Wait! That what? Oh shit! That's a Darksaber! This guy's just got himself the Darksaber. That was great, but he has himself a Darksaber, which we haven't seen in live action, I believe. So it looks very, very impressive in live action, should I say? But yeah, that was a brilliant finale. I have no complaints about that finale whatsoever. I even like the fact that it made Quill's body was not forgotten, like, oh, he's dead, like Mando, because he died right outside Mando's ship, so Mando gave him a proper burial, which I really, really liked. And there was just a lot that uncovered, like, Mando's, well, his real name was exposed, but not just that, though, but the flashback to how he was, how he became a Mandalorian. Yeah, that fully got detailed, as well as him getting his own jetpack, which is great. What did they call it? Like a rising phoenix, did they call it? Yeah, is the code name for the jetpack, but he's got himself that. Yeah, he's basically cleared from, well, I'd say cleared from all worries, but Moff Gideon still survives, which apparently he was supposed to be executed before he basically trapped Mando, Grief, and Cara. So he's just like the bad penny, isn't he? He just keeps showing up. So I'm sure he's gonna play some heavy relevancy for season 2. And that's what I really like, because he was late introduced. The client was like a main focus in terms of the adversary for the Mandalorian season 1, and then Moff Gideon shows up, executes him, and he takes the center stage. So that way he's not really rushed, because he gets a bit more time to develop in season 2. So that's pretty interesting. Not just that, though, but I don't think it was ever explained who approached Fennec's body in the closing moments of episode 6. So I'm wondering if whoever approached Fennec at the end of Moff's going to team up to try and approach Mando. But yeah, and we got to see Mando's face. I mean, like I said, we know what Pedro Pascal looks like, but it's still such a surreal thing to see, isn't it? With the code that Mando lives by. But IG, the son of a bitch, lives by he created this loophole. I'm not a living thing technically, so yeah. And I loved the little joke he made about the CPU being the brain, which I got straight away, and I just loved him. Like it was just great because it's one of those rare moments where you can see, like, you don't need his mask to be taken, his helmet should I say, to be taken off to read the emotion, because I think Pedro Pascal does such a good job at conveying emotion even with the helmet on. But yeah, it's still such a surreal sight to see. But yeah, I thought that was a really stunning finale. So yeah, that was a very impressive finale. We got a lot of, not just a lot of action sequence, but a lot of like information regarding the Mando. I'm really glad that they were able to involve quite a bit of stuff that wasn't action in this episode, because for something like this show, you're gonna have an epic like action sequence to end the series on, and you do worry that that's going to be the majority, and you're gonna have little room for everything else, and you're gonna have like meaningless other content to give it a little more diversity. And with this show, they managed to include like some really, really fundamental moments, not just the full explanation to Mando's backstory, but also like nice little drops, like his real name, like Din Djarin. We know that Kara was from Alderaan, and yeah, they even included the face reveal bit, which, like I said, I think it was really, really great, because, like, not just was it a loophole for, like, IG to say I'm not a living thing, but I think it's also an ironic sense, isn't it, where Mando has, like, not trusted droids all of his life. We've seen him over and over again say, I don't trust droids. I don't trust any droids, etc., etc. And IG has saved his life, which does kind of parallel to, of course, the flashbacks where he was looking at where his people and his folks got eliminated by the battle droids, and he was faced with death, and IG took off his helmet and saved his life. So I think you could basically detail the shock. It wasn't just for a fan service moment. It was, I feel, to detail that shock that, you know, I've distrusted droids all this time, and we have someone who's basically saved my life. So, despite my like resentments to droids, so it was a deliberate scene to include, not something to just throw away. Say he is like a unhelmet Mandalorian just for the shocks and all of that. It has purpose, and I think that was it. So yeah, and to be honest, I thought Mando was going to die, because especially with the fact that you had that line of, it's not they're not a race, it's a creed. It was going to be something like, okay, well, this season this person can be the Mandalorian, this person could be the Mandalorian, as long as you obey the creed. And that was such a, like, he was in such a difficult position with the head injury. I didn't account on IG fixing him up, so I was worried that Mando was going to succumb to his injuries. So thankfully that was not the case. And it was just really, really amazing stuff to see. Like, the action, it was impressive, especially Mando against the TIE fighter. It was really, really good stuff to see. So I'm really excited for season 2. Yeah, like I said, brilliant stuff. Moff Gideon, like I said, I like the fact that for most of the episode, or most of the season, should I say, you had the client who seemed to be the main adversary, and then Moff Gideon shows up, executes him, and becomes basically this big threat in the final episode, which has you worried that, well, they're not going to have him, like, he's supposedly bigger than, he's going to be supposedly a bigger deal than the client. But how are we going to throw in so much, like, development for this new character, for Moff Gideon? Thankfully, they did mention a few things, like he was there at the purging of Mandalore. Not just that, though, but he has such a memorable character. So it would be such a shame to waste all of that in one episode. So it's a good job for the viewer's sake that he did survive that crash. But not just that, though, but he does possess a Darksaber as well. Which would make sense, of course, if he was there when Mandalore was not in the best of places, in layman's terms. So, yeah, that just only amplifies the intrigue behind this character. Not just that, but when he approached all three of them, like in that cornered rut that they were in, he had such confidence. He was pretty brave, like, and he was not to be reasoned with. So he presented such a daunting character that it was just so interesting to see how full of confidence he was, and how firm, and he had that characteristic where he was basically unbreakable. So I really loved his character, and I'm really excited to potentially see him again in season 2. It seems like they're going that way with his survival. And like I said, it makes sense. You get to have some longevity with this character rather than just be a one episode done deal, and have this sense where it's sad that we're not going to see this character again, because he was very, very promising. So I'm looking forward to seeing him again in season 2. The Scout Troopers, fuck them. 3 times they hit the frickin' child. It was bad enough that they killed Quill, but they frickin' hit the child just to make the viewers hate them even further. But I did love the fact that they, like, the gag that they used, that the stormtroopers couldn't hit right. Like they practiced, like, that little thing on the ground, couldn't hit it. So I liked that little Easter egg. But yeah, the first time that scout trooper who captured the child hit him, heads were gonna fly. Their heads were gonna fly. So it was just so poetic to see IG not just show up and deal shit with them, but also on the speeder bike shooting up shit as he came to the rescue of Mando, Greef, and Cara. So yeah, I really loved that. Also seeing the armorer person absolutely destroy the stormtroopers. Like, she was surrounded by, like, what, 5-6 stormtroopers, and the damage she dealt was just surreal. Like, even broke some of the masks, the helmets, should I say. Why do I keep calling helmets masks? But, like, it was absolutely incredible stuff to see how ruthless she was. Yeah, the flashback, we got a full exploitation to that. I kind of had a feeling that the Mandalorians were going to save him, because I think he made a comment back on Sorgan, where he was not much younger than the children there, or not much older, should I say, when the Mandalorians took him in. Because he was talking about his code and how he was not going to take off the helmet in front of people. Of course, a few minutes later he did, so he can have a little bit of a nibble. But yeah, there was that. But I didn't expect them to be Death Watch people, because they had a familiar signet on their pads, and I was like, is that the Death Watch logo? So I'm sure it was. I'm like 99.9%. I'm 99.9% positive it was the Death Watch people. But yeah, it was great to see a full run through of the flashbacks to how Din got collected by the Mandalorians and took him into care. So yeah, not just that though, but Mando confirming they're not a race, it's a creed. That line was really, really solid as well. So I really liked that as well. But yeah, this was a really, really great episode. I loved the sacrifice from IG. My heart was destroyed, but I really loved the way he went out, because he had a duty of care. His main purpose in this new rebooted state was to protect the child, and there was no other way for the child to be protected other than IG's sacrifice. So he got to self-destruct after all. He said at the beginning self-destruct, and he kept repeating that in episode 1. Droid got to live his wish. But not just that though, but how he he basically exposed Mando by saying, you're sad, and or saying don't be sad, and he was like, I'm not sad. I'm a nurse, I can tell with your voice. So I really loved that. But I think that was after the fact that Mando for the first time could trust a droid, and it kind of hurt him that someone who saved his life would have to perish. It's such a fundamental feeling for Mando to experience, because all of this time he's like I said, that I think that plays on well with the helmet removal, because we can get to see, like, this is what I was talking about. Like, Pedro Pascal does such a good job playing the Mandalorian that you don't need to see his face to imagine what reaction is going like what his face is saying. You could tell with his voice, because he's such a fantastic actor. But this is to give true conviction, like with his helmet being removed, seeing a droid come to his aid. This is like, you get a true sight to how he's feeling, because sometimes words don't give it justice, do they? So yeah, but it was a fantastic finale filled with so much intensity, so much excellence. Moff Gideon, the fighting, the full exploration of Mando being saved by the Mandalorians, by the Death Watch people. Yeah, his real name, and how this is kind of ended on a more relaxing note for Mando. Like, he's no longer headhunted for now, because now Moff Gideon has survived, of course. So yeah, but Grief said you can come back to the guild anytime and you'll basically have top orders. So yeah, I really liked how this first season ended. I'm really excited to see how season 2 goes along, because this was a phenomenal season, and I'm really hoping that season 2 is such an improvement, because this was quite a blast. So yeah, but with that said, I will see you guys next time. I'll create a playlist to any Mandalorian reactions you guys may have missed, but it's on the right if you want to check out all my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!